Howdy folks, we're back at it. I'm Don, this is Rockin' the Country. I've got a gift request from John O'Dowd, a fellow New Jerseyan. So John, shout out to you, my friend. And you wanted me to do Glen Campbell's The One Who Hung the Moon. I don't know this song because I didn't grow up on country. I don't know if you did, John, but I know a lot of folks came to country later in life, maybe those of us up north. But there are a lot of country music fans up here, many of whom got their introduction to traditional country via Nashville, which is, pop country, but you get exposed to artists like Alan Jackson, and then you might get into Merle and even Miranda and artists like that have absolutely traditional country sensibilities in some of their music. And certainly Alan Jackson, Merle, and all that. But all that said, Glen Campbell. So let's get into this. And thank you for the gift, John, and this request. Let's see what Glen's got for us. Here we go. Didn't you say Glen's playing steel on this? Maybe not.
Until tonight, I never knew forever had an end. Just knowing that your love is gone is hard to comprehend. It makes me wonder what on earth this world is coming to, when the one who hung the moon has turned it blue.
Yeah.
The world will keep on turning, I have no doubts at all.
It keeps going.
The sun will rise like always, and the rain won't cease to fall. But for me there's no tomorrow, and yesterday is through. 'Cause the one who hung the moon has turned it blue. Those same old stars are shining like diamonds up above, and I have wished on everyone that I still had your love.
Yeah.
It's so hard to keep believing
I love the bass.
wishes can come true, when the one who hung the moon has turned it blue.
Nice.
Yes, the one who hung the moon has turned it blue.
Yeah. I understand this song. I understand a lot of country songs, some of the sad breakup songs, just because we've all been through breakups in life, and I don't run or hide from mine. It doesn't have control over me the way it did when it first happened, when I got left, but hey, that's the way life goes. Life is so dynamic. There is risk in everything that we do, and there's risk in everything we don't do. And then we may have regrets later on in life, and we probably will, almost all of us will anyway, about the things that we thought of doing, but we never tried because we either didn't find the time, or we were afraid, or we were unsure of ourselves, or what have you. It was fear of the unknown. What happens if I go and do this given thing? And so you don't know about those things, so you have some regrets. But there are certain things we do on the active side of things. We get into a relationship and it doesn't work. And that is also the risk that we have, because we might find ourselves in deeper pain because we put our time in, we put our hopes in, and all that. And so we think we're on this trajectory, and then suddenly we're not. We're launched into nothingness. And, he's just hurting because he got left, and he's turned blue, turned the moon blue, and turned him blue. And it's just one of those things where you just feel for somebody, but it's so common among humans. Every human being is so dynamic in their own right. It doesn't matter how quiet they are ordinarily or what have you. When you put two people together in the same room or the same home for long enough, they're going to have disagreements. They're going to have different approaches. They're going to value certain things differently. And those things need to be negotiated. And some people just won't. Some people are just, this is the way I do it. I don't compromise. And there's no room. Like, those are the types of people who really don't belong in a relationship when they don't compromise, because they're just a heartache willing to happen. And it's part of my book. I even wrote about 9 personality types that I outline in the book. I even created a personality test. I'll put the QR code up right here if you want to put your phone up to it and take the test. It's thorough, but in the book, each of the 9 personality types, I talk about in its respective sections what it's like for them being in relationship, what it's like for others to be in a relationship with them. And I also talk about in each chapter for each personality type what it's like when that person passes away, how that personality type is generally perceived by the rest of us. And in relationships where you've got no room to move, it's just so hard. And then you kick yourself. How did I get into that relationship? Why? But most relationships aren't of that stamp. Most are like the one depicted in this relationship, where he made choices to be with this woman, and whatever went wrong in the relationship went wrong. We don't know what happened. We just know he got left, and he wasn't expecting it. So clearly he thinks he made the right choice of being with her. She obviously didn't, for whatever reason. She might not have liked him any longer. He might have been a jackass. Whatever, or the relationship just didn't work. And as a life coach, I speak with people, and I know others too, just from on the normal path of life, where they got into a relationship. There were some red flags, but they said, I think we could work through these. Maybe we could get through it. And they couldn't, because the other person was recalcitrant or just not willing to budge from the way they do things. And then other times we have expectations of a relationship that are unrealistic, or might become controlling or make one intolerant. So, John, this is what happens when a life coach analyzes a song like this, where there are very real ramifications to the risk that we take in life. But that's partly what makes life fun. We don't know if something's going to work. When it does, it is fantastic. Most of life is kind of mundane, with moments of joy and some moments of sadness. And we hope that the moments of joy outweigh the sadness. But no matter what we do, there's a risk to it. And you're willing to take the risk, you might get the reward. And you might get hurt. That's life. So, all right, I'm going to rate this song. I love the instrumentation in this song. Loved it. Believe you guys might have heard more prominently the steel or Glen's voice singing and all that. I heard that, of course, but the bass underneath it was doing some very cool things and made you feel it even more deeply in your heart. But I love the steel. I love when they brought the fiddle in, and of course the way Glen sings with a masculine sensitivity is just, second to none. So the number that popped into my head on this was a 9.0. I loved it. It's a great country song depicting a sliver of life, and that was it. So, all right, folks, hope you enjoyed that. Have a great day. I'll see you on another video, and keep rocking the country and taking those risks, but make smart ones.